couple more bits of business today. David Moyes officially then the next Everton manager. He's been given a 2.5-year contract. Good or bad?
Well, there's a school of thought that said you should never go back, but then he actually went back to West Ham for a second time.
Right.
And did much better and took them into this, you know, the European spots, and they won the Europa Conference League, which was marvellous for the West Ham fans. Now, it was never the most glamorous type of football, but it's a very difficult one. I think West Ham were in a better place than Everton are in at the moment. So he is taking a risk with his legacy from his previous decade plus and what he achieved at that club. But if they do survive this season, and there's a fair chance there is, he takes them into the new season, the new stadium next year with new ownership and new investment. It's the road they want to go down, and good luck to him. I think he's a much better manager than people give him credit for. We can debate his style of football and how he gets there, but Everton needs something at the moment. We all thought, I think it was going to be David Moyes to the end of the season,
right?
Safety, and then they would go in a different direction. But it doesn't look clearly that that's what the new ownership are going to do.
If you're in that Everton squad, are you buoyed by this?
I mean, listen, David, he has incredible amount of pedigree in that league. His experience speaks for itself. They flirted around with a few different managers, didn't they, over the last few years, and it just never really quite worked. And you haven't really seen Everton get to that next level, and they've been hanging on a lot of the time for a few seasons now. And I think that they've just thought to themselves, look, let's just get back in someone who done very well at Everton, FA Cup runner-up, done pretty well in the league when he was there, had a great tenure there actually, and they thought, let's just bring him back home and see if he can get us back up to that next level, because Everton is such a big club and they deserve to be much higher and achieve much more than they have over recent seasons.
Maybe he's had some assurances from new ownership, and you know, sometimes people say stuff and it doesn't come to fruition, sometimes it does. They've put money in, I believe, so there's investment there, and why would you do that if you're not going to then invest in the team? So maybe he has some assurances about what he's going to get and what he's going to have to work with if they stay up. Had this been David Moyes going back in under the previous ownership, which was Mashiri, I said, this is a disaster. What's the point?
Yeah.
Because that club was only going to go one way. His ownership, in the end, was just a total disaster with behind the scenes poor recruitment of staff and players. But maybe there is something, a new dawn for this club with the stadium and the ownership, and maybe David Moyes has been given potentially those assurances, so he's thinking, why not go back in there, see what we can do, and try and take Everton back up the table.